In Unit D, when you are finished with your chapter work, you should see a publication that looks something like what we're looking at on our screen right now. There are a few things that you can do to personalize this publication, and I want to encourage you to feel free to use different clip art as long as it's appropriate to the subject. That is a-okay. So don't spend a lot of time looking for a specific clip art that looks like this, for instance. If you'd like to go in and change this but keep the same layering and size of this original clip art, you can click on the picture, right click on that icon that you saw in the middle, go to change picture, and we're going to look for another picture of a vet, and I'm going to choose one that has some of that white feature around the edge, because that is going to allow you to keep that same layering that you see there. So when I click on that and click on insert, it throws the original picture over into the scratch area that does not print, and it inserts the picture that I chose. Since this had been rotated when it was in the publication here, this one is now rotated in the opposite direction. So I want to rotate that so that the vet there is facing inwards rather than out. That's a little bit of a design principle that is a good feature to keep in mind, that you do want your subjects facing inward on a publication rather than outward. These little kitty cats here are actually facing in the wrong direction, even though that's what your textbook told you to do, so I'm going to make them face in as well. That makes a little more sense there. Another design principle that you'll want to consider when you're making your own publications is that actually it's not a good idea to mix illustrations and photographs. Either use illustrations or photographs, not both of them mixed. That's a little bit amateurish looking. Also, I'm going to zoom in here and look at the bottom of the screen. There is a graphic that's beneath the rectangle here that's kind of peeking out. It's just enough to look like it doesn't belong. So I'm going to make that rectangle longer and cover up the graphic that we saw. I'm going to pull it up just a little bit here. And now it's snapped to the line that you see there. Alright, looking better. Also, let me delete this now, and I'm going to go into page design and choose a narrow margin. There are concepts about using white space that means that you want your eye to focus on material but have enough time to rest between looking at different parts of a page. So what I want to do here is I want to make this more uniform on the page, and I am going to reduce the size here so I can see everything at once. I'm going to go to Control A and choose all of the objects that you see on the screen. I'm going to go to Format and then Group that. And I'm going to make this publication fit into the margins, the narrow margins that I created just a moment ago. That's something that the eye is pleased with when you keep things kind of uniform. We don't want to be too dull or anything, but you do want to have some consistency in your design elements. Okay, so now I'm going to ungroup all this stuff because I want to also line up some of my items with the guideline that is right here. Let me increase my screen again. I can't use F9 right now, by the way, because of this recording feature that I'm working in. Okay, so I'm going to make everything that's here line up to that green guideline that's right there. That looks a little bit better. All right. Okay. Then I think I'll spread that cat out just a little bit. Again, please feel free to experiment with this and make your publication look even better. Also, if you want to change the color of the entire publication, you can go into page design, and please feel free to choose another color. You've already created the shading and so forth, and that will still hold. It's just going to change the color of the entire document. So if you wanted to choose field, look how it would change the greens and the browns and everything like that. Or let's just choose clay to be a little bit different there. And then if you wanted to actually recolor this picture, you can right click the picture, go to format, and here is a recoloring feature. If I wanted to, I could go in here and make it kind of a neutral color. Use a darker one. I'm afraid that it's going to make the whole thing too dark. There, that's good. Yeah, I like that. You could do the same thing with the cats, actually, even though they are more of a photograph than a picture. So I'm going to right click, go to format picture, under the picture tab again, that's recolor, and let's make these cats kind of blue there. There we go. And that keeps in with our color scheme as well. Okay, I believe that's all I wanted to show you for this unit. Again, please feel free to experiment somewhat with your publications. No points will be taken off if you are not precisely using a clip art that has been suggested.